listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Jacqueline Close-More Live with Jacqueline Close-More. Jacqueline Close-More. Live from jacqueline.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 2519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Jacqueline Close-More
On
Live.
A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to the show. You're on A1R Psychic Radio and also Moonstruck TV. I'm Jacqueline Close-More and you're live with me. Today, we're in my lounge room. It's quite a decorative finish, really. And we're going to do a bit of a meditation, relaxation. So if you're feeling stressed and you're sort of finding things just a bit ridiculous at the moment, how do we deal with that? Well, there's different ways of meditating. I actually find I can meditate while I'm jogging. And running up and down the steps of the overpass, which, kind of helps with the cardio because normally I do Latin dancing and can't currently do Latin dancing at a dance event because we don't have dance events right now. So other than my kitchen and the top of the overpass stairs where the building has mirrored windows and I can watch the actual steps that I'm doing, that's about it. And I think I've forgotten to turn. But anyway, so to do a meditation and a relaxation, it can be as simple as the breath. And I think also if you're finding that you're kind of very activated and having a lot of trouble staying present, one of the ways you can meditate involves bringing in the feeling of the body with it. So I'm not kind of really doing yoga here, but if we think of yoga, it's the union of the body and the mind anyway. So ways to meditate when you're feeling that way, so if you're stressed and sort of highly activated, is if you're trying to sit there and go, it's not going to work. If you're involving the body with the meditation, then you're going to get somewhere. So that's what we're going to do, just a quick one of these today. And next week I'm going to have a guest on. We're going to do some readings. We've been having some trouble with audio from my end. So we're going to see what we can do with getting that happening. Otherwise I'll be doing that each week. So today, let's get this sort of happening. So if you want to, later at the podcast, you can play this back. You can go and get some candles and do stuff like that and then go ahead and do it. But if you're doing this live, it's okay to also just, in the moment, go for it. So ways of meditating and dealing with the bringing down the energy, sort of calming it down, calming your farm, is to actually do things like looking at your hands. So it sounds ridiculous, I know, but hey, if you're actually, so in my case, I might look at my hands this way, might turn them that way. If you put your hands down on your thighs or towards your knees and actually, keep your head up, chin down, so we're tucking the chin in, that's where we can look at the hands, lift the fingers up off the thighs and actually spread out each finger and breathe and relax and looking at those fingers again. Nice out breath, relaxing, and just imagine you can really, as you're breathing in, maybe stretch out those fingers and relax and sort of see how that feels and whether perhaps you're holding your hands steady or are they, shaking. So putting them on putting your hands down with your palms down is grounding. So if you're having trouble with feeling grounded, that can be really good to bring you back into physical contact with your body. So I'm sort of tapping my legs and feeling those. If you, however, are way too grounded and need a bit of up and out time, a bit of relaxation going up there, turning the palms up. So putting them on your thighs with your palms turned up. That can actually help you to go into a more relaxed state. And particularly if you can really you can then start to feel your feet on the floor and really explore your feet being on the floor. So a nice deep breath And as you're breathing out and down, really bringing your concentration down into your feet on the floor. So really bringing that down and closing your eyes and feeling your toes and maybe giving them a wiggle and breathing in, bring the energy back up. And then bring the energy down with the out breath down into the feet, squeezing and tensing and stretching your toes and your feet. And as you're doing that, just see with the in and out breath, with each in breath, you can breathe in some energy, so opening up to channel an energy. As you're breathing out, down, that beautiful light comes into your body, into your space. And as you're doing that, can you feel heavier in your body, feel heavier, feeling where your backside touches the chair, where all along the bottom of your legs, the top, bottom, underneath your legs, where your hips join right through, down to your knees, feeling that touching the seat. And then feeling your legs all the way down, your feet touching the floor. And within each in-breath, we're expanding and opening up the energy. And with the out-breath, down comes that beautiful universal energy, feeling the body, lighting it up, making your body calmer and heavier and more relaxed. So if you're wanting to develop psychically, this is really helpful, because if we understand where the body's at, breathing in, opening up, breathing out, bringing that energy down, that beautiful light energy down. So the more relaxed you become, more aware of your body and how you feel in your emotional space and your spiritual space, the more aware you are with that and authentic with it is, you are, then the easier it is to know what are your feelings and separate those out from what are other people's feelings and what's going on for them. Actually a lot. We don't always have to be in contact with that stuff, yeah? Part of being psychic and being spiritual and developing is actually learning how to tune out from that stuff and actually clear your energy so that you can go back into your own authenticity and then connect with those people again and, decide on what level we're doing that. So breathing in and opening up the energy, breathing out, down it comes, clearing as it goes. And feel now the energy circulating down, and particularly feeling as if your feet are filling up with light. And then your lower legs. So as you're breathing in and opening up to the energy, as you're breathing out, down comes that beautiful white light, filling your toes and feet, filling your ankles, filling your lower legs, right up to your knees, all becoming beautiful white light. And with each part of the body you're moving up to, just tense and stretch. So tense it out, stretch. So stretching your calf muscles as you breathe in. And then just relaxing it all, just letting that flop as you breathe out, and down comes that beautiful light energy. And then filling up into your knees and your thighs, stretching, so tensing up your thighs, tensing those muscles. And as you breathe out, down comes that beautiful light, and relax those muscles. So feeling your quads, if you can feel into your hammies, so tense and relax. Breathing in, opening up to the energy, breathing out, down comes that light. Into the hips and the glutes, nothing like an old butt squeeze. And then relax. Okay, so breathing in, filling that energy up, and bringing that light into that area as well as you tense and relax the muscles, feeling heavier and calmer. And then moving up into the torso, the chest, stretching straight to the profile, and relax. As you're breathing in, opening up to the energy, breathing out, that light coming in, but also filling up and relaxing those muscles, feeling your back against your chair. Really feeling present in your body. Feel the energy in your heart circulating, spinning and turning, beautiful light in that space, and then moving up into the shoulders, and then relax. And the same with the arms, right down into the fingers. So breathing out, stretch, stretching, and relax. Really letting that flop. Oh, did you hear that? I did. And, no. So stretching, we can actually stretch and move the neck. So if you actually hold this pose for 10 seconds, so 1 and 2, right through to 10, do the other side, while holding your shoulders straight. That will actually help as well. Up, 10 seconds, and down. So these are exercises you can do which actually help if you're sitting around a lot. The shoulders, stretching, and the same with the head. Stretching, yeah, and relax. And then bring the energy up. One final flush all through your energy field. So you can actually spend quite a bit of time doing this. I actually usually spend about half an hour. I'm doing this quickly because we've got a limited amount of time, and I want to show you how to do this particular exercise to really get you in your body and relaxed and grounded. So if you're having trouble with that, it will help you stay present or get back to being present if you've dipped off a bit, which very sensitive people have a tendency of doing at times. Do out of body stuff quite a lot. What you can then also do is draw the earth energy up through your feet. So drawing, if we imagine a deep red, yeah. So we're drawing the light down, and then we can draw that beautiful pink light up. That red becomes pink when you blend the two. It's like a candy cane; it goes pink. So you can actually bring that up through the back of the spine, fire it up. That can take quite some time as well. And then you get them twirling, and then spread that pink out, and off you go. Hope that helps you. Bit of a way of doing it. I'll catch you next week. Lots of love.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Geordie Jane's Psychic Medium with Geordie Jane. Live from geordiejanes.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Geordie Jane's Psychic Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Geordie Janes, and I've got you for the next 15 minutes. I am very excited this week. It's actually the start of spring over here. So I know you guys have just gone into the beautiful fall over in the Northern Hemisphere, but we've just gone into spring, and very excited. Just had the full moon as well, which is even super exciting because a lot of good shifts happening. Couldn't sleep last night, which was quite interesting. Took me about 3 hours before I fell asleep. So with all the energy and my mind going 100 miles an hour. So what I do, that's a really interesting thing, because I was about to talk about going and doing things for ourselves to connect. And what I wanted to do is also disconnect last night. So it was quite interesting how I want to talk about connection and then talking about disconnection as well. So very interesting day today. I've got a few things, I've got a few classes lined up today and connecting with beautiful souls. But connecting is also a very important thing for us energetically and vibrationally, in a sense of knowing where we sit in our own connection with ourselves, with our higher self, and also with our loved ones, obviously, in the spirit world as well. So today was just, I want to talk about actually connecting with oracle cards. And I don't know if I've spoken to this before, but having a set of oracle cards and then choosing an oracle card for the day and journaling about it. I actually tell my students to do this as much as they can, because one, it allows you to be a little bit more aware of what's going to happen for the day, but also to see where it fits within the day and trust with what you receive. Trusting is a huge thing for our awareness when we connect with our own energy and our own spiritual workings. It's always really important to trust. And the trusting connection can be quite pivotal to know that we are always looked after, we are always guided, and sometimes we don't particularly listen to the guidance until it hits us about 3 times in the forehead. But it gets there. Once we understand it, then we go, that makes total sense. And my favourite saying is, you can't make this up. You can't make this stuff up. Everything that comes through, it's really important to let you know that you can trust with what you receive. So I feel like I'm a little bit jerky, but that's okay. And so realistically, making sure that you spend at least 5 minutes a day for yourself to connect and really be aware of your surroundings and just trust with what you receive. Your gut instinct never fails you. Trust me, it never fails unless you get put on your butt, which has been done to me about 18 months ago. So with no further ado, I have got a beautiful lady on the line called Christine. Hello, Christine. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. You're from Canada. Oh, my God. I can't wait to get over there, hopefully next year when everything opens up again. My passport's ready to go to Canada, so I'm very excited to go over there. Now, Christine, how would you like me to work for you this evening? Would you like me to work psychically with what's going on around you, or mediumshiply, which is connecting with loved ones?
Mediumship-based, please.
Thought so. That's all right, because I started already opening up before you even said it, so this is awesome. So let me just see. Oh, okay. And I love it when they know that there's only a short period of time, because they sort of go what I call stacks on. So they just love coming in one after the other. So I'm just trying to see if I can separate your beautiful loved ones for you, Christine. But I do have a gentleman stepping forward. This beautiful gentleman has got this really gorgeous, really soft, funny personality. And, yeah, I also know he's a little bit quiet. I wouldn't say shy, but he would definitely pick his own battles. He's telling me he would pick his battles well, and he wouldn't sort of put his foot in it unless he needed to. He was also quite a beautiful disciplinarian. What I mean by that is that as I connect with him, all he had to do was a look, or raise his hand, or raise his finger, and you would know that you would not be able to do anything. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. And would this gentleman be connected to Dad, or a grandfather on Dad's side, or Dad? Would that make sense?
Dad, yes.
Thank you. I thought it was Dad, but I just wanted to make sure. But is he a grandfather as well? Because he's very excited to be a grandfather too.
Yes.
Thank you. Because I feel he's telling me, thank you. I'm not feeling, I'm being told, because he does like to speak his mind. Does that make sense to you when he needs to?
Most definitely.
Thank you. Because it was like he was sort of telling me to not feel but listen, because he has this gorgeous voice, and I feel, I don't know if, I wouldn't say he was on radio, but I do feel like he had a gorgeous voice you could listen to for hours, and he was also very philosophical. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. So going back to telling me off for feeling, he's also telling me that back before, he was telling me that he missed a couple of grandchildren. So was there a couple of grandchildren? He's telling me a couple that came after he passed. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, most definitely.
Thank you. And he's a little bit excited, but he's also telling me that he's telling me that he went sooner than what he thought as well. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Thank you. And I don't feel like he was 58, but he wants to acknowledge the number 58. So I don't know if this makes sense, but does that make sense to you, darling?
No, he was a bit older than that.
Okay, then 58 was definitely a dominant age for him. So can I leave that with you, because he wants to acknowledge this number. Now, also, he's acknowledging Mum. So is Mum still here?
No, she passed as well.
Okay, he's just acknowledging Mum's here. So I always get a little bit misconstrued sometimes with her vocabulary. And he keeps telling me a job well done. So he's definitely one of those beautiful support people that loves going, a job well done. He's like patting me on the back going, you're doing well, you're doing well. But for me, I feel like also I want to say that's for you as well. Because as he's connecting with that, he's acknowledging that he wants to pat you on the back for the job well done. And he wants you to know that you really need to trust your intuition at the moment, because things are moving a little bit differently. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Thank you. And he's also acknowledging, don't worry, I'm not around you all the time. So he does believe in personal private space. Does that make sense to you? Because he's having a bit of a joke about that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would be him.
Thank you. He's absolutely adorable, and he's getting, as he's sort of blending with me a little bit more, he's also just acknowledging that like he was in a bit of pain before he passed, and there was a few things going on medically and medicinally, and he just wants to acknowledge that he wants to thank you. And do you have an older brother?
No, I'm the eldest. I have a younger brother.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if I say, would I say that sometimes your brother likes to be the oldest and take control of things? Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, they were his family, not mine.
Oh, okay. Because I just want to acknowledge this. But he's just going, okay, he was talking about your brother. He's telling me that you did the best you could with every sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he likes how you put your foot down with your brother as well. So can I leave that with you? Thank you. He's also showing me, and I don't know if you guys actually had a farm or some acreage, but is there a reference where there was an old hay cart or something that would be around? Because I'm seeing like the cart wheel that would be on a cart, but I'm also seeing it looking like a hay cart. Does this make sense?
When I was a child, they had a farm, yes.
Thank you, because he's just acknowledging the memory of you jumping on the back of this cart. So I'll just acknowledge that for you. But he's also showing me a watch as well, and he's also laughing. Have you either misplaced or the watch is no longer around you at the moment? Because he's acknowledging how you were going to look for it to get it fixed for someone, but you couldn't find it or something. Does that make sense?
I think it probably would have been him that watched time before he passed.
Okay, cool. Because he's just talking about the watch and being misplaced and then trying to find it to get it fixed.
Yeah, we never got time to be able to get things fixed before he passed.
Thank you. Okay. See what I mean? I'm the interpreter, so I might need to interpret occasionally. But he just wants to give you a massive hug and a massive pat on the back, and he just wants to say he's with the family, and he's also acknowledging a birthday that's happened 3 or 4 days ago. Does this make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so can I leave that with you, Christine? I've run out of time, but thank you, and thank you for allowing me to connect with your dad. He's absolutely gorgeous, and I don't know if it's Greg or Gregory, but I need to acknowledge that name as well, or the GR name. And if you want to connect with me, come over to my Facebook page, Geordie Jade Psychic Medium. Christine, thank you so much for allowing me to chat to you today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care and
You're
have a great day.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. And see you, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And I will see you next week. And blessings and hugs. Talk to you then. Bye.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials. $20 for 20 minutes through 2020. Wow.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Marie, and this is A1R Psychic Radio, and I welcome you to my show. I am looking forward to really great readings tonight, and I'm excited. So before we get started, I have a few minutes that I want to talk about faith and trust. And from what I've been learning, faith is the beginning, to have faith in a higher power or the Creator as you picture Him. And I think that what I've learned is trust is faith in action. And I would implore all of my listeners to take a few minutes every day and plug in to having some faith that our higher power can take care of us and will take care of us. And sooner or later feel that there's trust, that there will be protection from anything that we fear. We have to remember faith and trust to eliminate our fear. There's a lot of things terrifying, I would say, in the world going on, but I think we as human beings can take a few minutes a day and plug into our faith and our trust that the Creator, as we see Him, is not sleeping and is still alive and willing to protect us and shield us. I'm a true believer that we are descendants of the great Creator, and that we as human beings have a part of us in Him, in us, of Him. So I would suggest, for peace and distressing, that we remember to put our faith and trust in a higher power. So I'm going to get off of my soapbox right now, and I'm concerned about everyone as a whole not being caught up in fear. We need to love one another. We need to be kind to one another. And even if that's plugging away from media or sources that irritate us or scare us, do that for an amount of time a day so you remember who you are and how you want to live, and to be safe, because you are safe. And I would like to thank A1R Psychic Radio for giving me this opportunity to be here tonight. We have Janice in Jacksonville, Florida on the line. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. What can I help you with tonight?
I just wanted to find out if there was any messages.
Okay. Let me see who comes through. Do you know a gentleman? A gentleman's coming through, and he's stocky, and he's very loving, but he's got some brown hair, and he's older, but he's showing me young too. That he's showing me when he was young. Yeah, he's here, and he was the first one out. So, he's feeling like a distant uncle or an uncle. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some more. A lady is coming through, and she's an older lady, and she seems like a grandmotherly type or a nurturing type. She's coming, she's telling me, you know who she is. You have a lot of happy memories or joyful memories with her. She's older, and
like my grandma.
She has tight hair, tight kind of wavy, curly hair. She's showing me Christmases. Does that resonate?
Wow.
Does she hear?
Oh yeah, that sounds like my grandmother.
She's very gentle. She's a very gentle lady, and She loves you, and she watches over you.
Cool.
She says lately that you've been feeling somewhat time pressured, like there's a time pressure in your life. I'm not sure. Let's see. Are you feeling pressured with time? Like you have to get things done or be somewhere really quick? Or it seems like she's telling me that she's aware that you have some kind of time sensitive pressure on you.
Yeah, there's not enough time in the day.
She's with
She's
you.
Right.
Yes. She's showing me. Do you go to her to bring flowers to her? Do you think of bringing flowers to her? Because that came.
Oh yeah.
She's there when you're dealing with that. She's there. She's present. She says she's sending you all her love, and she's okay. She's in a right spot. But I'm gonna see if I get more messages. She's telling me you're stressed with time, and not to be. She says, remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Let's see. There's a gentleman too. He's kind of skinny. He's come forward, and he's got gray wavy hair, and it seems like he hasn't lost any. He's a good head of hair. Trying to see. Yeah. He says it seems like he's a great grandfather. He's saying on your mother's side, if you go look, you have a family. It shows that you have a family that has generations, and they don't go anywhere. They're right there with you. It's almost like you have a posse in the back of you, family members. They don't stop loving. They don't stop hanging out. Are you aware of a child passing? Because a child comes forward.
A child's coming forward?
Yes. Yes. Very sweet and very innocent. I'm getting either your mother or your grandmother had a child pass, and they came forward.
My little sister.
It's okay. It's a member of your family. I think the most noisy one seems to be your grandmother, and the big guy too. The big guy is a very lovable guy. He just might be coming to me as big, but he's not a pushover, and he's coming through as a very strong personality. Very loving, but very strong person. So Yeah. They're
Sounds
with
like an
you.
Uncle Emil.
Um, takes no stuff. So they're all with you, and they hang out with you. So yeah,
Nice. So do I
yeah,
carry
love.
the same gifts as my grandmother?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Um, she said. She said the first lesson is to accept it. That lesson, and then the second one would be to use it in action. And if you use your talent and your gift, it'll bring you joy, she says. So
And you said
yes,
the first one is what?
the first one is accepting it, acknowledging it, to
Right.
know you have. So yes. Well, thank you for calling.
You said,
Hello. Is there anything else I can answer?
no, I think you did great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling, and you have a good night.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we have, I think it was Darlene.
Yes, it's Darlene.
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Doing good. What can I help you with tonight?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What can I help you with tonight?
Well, I just want to know if my finances are going to get better, and there is someone I'm interested in, but I don't know if he's like the right person for me or not.
Okay. Let me see, okay? It'll be a second.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Spirit is telling me that you have hit a real dry spell with the finances. It seems like you've had a very hard time. They're telling me you've had your own kind of depression financially. Do you work in a service industry?
No, I don't. Right now, I'm not working at all.
Okay, because they were showing me something to do with service. I would be very, very careful in the next month or so. Still, because this is a time of being really careful of what's real and what isn't, according to finances, if that makes any sense. I'm just doing a little warning about being careful. Be real careful in the next couple months. I feel like you are going to get employed, but it would be around October.
Okay.
I just want you to be very careful about things that seem real but aren't, or things that feel very, but they're real. The same goes with the gentleman that you like. I can see where you're not sure. He seems like a very nice guy. I'm checking him out right now. He seems to have a good sense of humor and a good head on his shoulders. Do you feel, I'm going to just double check with you, do you feel like there's something he's not showing you about himself?
Yeah.
Like there's still something you need to know. I confirm that, and it seems to be something in his past, though. It's not something that he's hiding consciously, but there's something about his past that you need to know before you get serious with him. And I have a feeling from Spirit that he will tell on himself, and then you can say, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute, what's that? Can you tell me more?" You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like a distance. I live in one state and he lives in another state, so that's my problem. I don't know.
I feel like you guys will hang in there, but I also feel like there's another opportunity for a gentleman coming your way. And I feel like it's going to be a fast entrance. And this is a person that's in your area that actually it'll be, more personal, not online or on the phone or texting, but a real thing. And he's charming too, good sense of humor. And he adores you, this person that just suddenly comes in. I don't think that that's coming from the guy in the other state yet, because he doesn't know you very well either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I do believe you'll go through getting to know each other and stuff.
Okay.
The guy that comes in really quick. The guy that comes in really quick is a temptation for you because it's right there. It's right there in front of you. But that's up to you. I do feel like the other guy, the first guy you were talking about, is long term. Is long term.
Okay.
You are going to be okay. I know it doesn't feel like it, but Spirit is saying you'll get what you need. It's been real dry financially, but you are going to get the things you need. So I just want you to know that. I know it's not easy to hear, it sounds like a platitude, but Spirit is telling me you are going to get the things you need.
Okay. Yeah, I've been going through some finances for for a long time. I've been going through a lot of struggles financially. But
have you heard?
Thank you.
Have you heard?
Go ahead.
Have you heard of manifesting?
I heard about it, but I don't know too much about it.
Okay, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to see all kinds of money falling on your head. And tell me when you see it.
I see it.
Now, what feeling goes along with that? Because you have to have the feeling.
I feel joy.
That's
I feel a lot of I feel a lot of joy with all this money.
Do that 3 times a day for yourself and bring that money forth. But you need to have the feeling when you're visualizing all that money falling on you. Open doors with that, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the reading.
Is there anything else you would like to know?
I just want to know, I mean, I have 2 daughters, and they're like struggling also, and I just want to know if things get better for them.
Let me see. I do see that they're going to be okay. You have one daughter that specifically has a strong personality. She came real quick. I'm a real tough cookie.
Yes, she is.
She's okay, and so is the other one. The other one seems to be just really like high intelligence, really high intelligence. Most of them are going to be okay. They're going to be all right. So yeah, don't worry. And don't forget to manifest.
I will do that. I will.
Just remember when you're manifesting to bring the emotion with it.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good day.
Too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so, let's see if we can pull a card real quickly. Pull a card for today. I'm using the Wisdom Oracle, the Wisdom of the Oracle. And let's do this real fast and see what message we have for everyone listening tonight. A change in the wind. Things are going to be okay. Here's the card. Everything is going to be fine, but a change is coming, and it's a good change and a positive change. Yes. And let's see. Just double check here. A change in the wind. A change is coming. A sense that unseen changes has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm ground. Feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. But I believe that the changes coming are very positive. Keep faith and have trust in action. So that's my wisdom for tonight. And everyone, please be safe and be well and be kind out there to one another. We do need each other. We need to listen more and talk less. And before getting upset, take a moment to ask yourself, is it really worth getting upset with? So I hope everyone had a good night, and stay tuned. There are really great readers coming following the show. And yeah, thank you for coming, and I'll see you next week. All right.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Amazing Grace, Celebrity Psychic with Grace Wilczek. Grace Wilczek. Live from Facebook.com/Grace Wilczek Medium Psychic.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Amazing Grace, Celebrity Psychic
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, USA, and hello to everyone where you are. I welcome you, welcome to my show, to Amazing Grace. I am Grace Wilczek. I am psychic, medium, clairvoyant. I got connection to higher realm, angel, and different galactic. I work with metaphysics. I work with the quantum physics. And I would like you to listen and change your energy a little bit with the flowers. Because I would like to talk today about the therapy flower therapy. And I got something for you today to show you. It's the Australian native flowers. Because we got so many flowers, they are gorgeous and they are helping us. And each flower has a different connection and a different personality, and you can they from physical and emotional well-being. Flowers are from divine, and flowers is healing us, and we can use the colors, we can use the essence, we can have infusion, and we can pick them from the wild, but it's not a good idea because, you can see it around the flower, and flower always will help you. Flowers can help you with healing chakras and having meditation, having bath. Flowers so amazing. We got a lot of essential oil and fragrance, and they're so beautiful, and flowers always helping you. Flowers are connected to fairies and these little things, big creatures, they helping us really, and they sitting in everywhere. Even if you purchase a flower, in bunch of flower, they will be there. Please talk to them, they will be help you, okay? And flowers, they associate with the angel. All angels have a flower, and the flower is helping you. If, for example, if you would like to speak with Archangel Michael, he got iris, and he got lilac, and lily, the yellow lily, and the cactus. And please be with the flower if you do meditation. That will help you. You can heal your chakras. You can lay down on the grass and on the flowers. They will help you. You got a lot of lights for opening you spiritually and your psychic ability. Okay. When you're sitting next to the flower, usually please tune to the flower and talk to them and ask them for your help. Okay. Because we got a lot of needs, and we will receive a lot of help. It's a different method working with the flowers, but it's many things. I can talk and talk and talk, but my time is limited. My show today is 15 minutes, and because I'm so busy. I see they showing me to talk about Archangel Raphael, for example. Archangel Raphael got a flower, is a banksia, is a tulip. I would like to show you Australian flower. This is my present from yesterday. That's why I got the present from my son-in-law, okay? And I say, oh, fantastic. That probably Angel wants me to talk about this flowers, and they Australian native flowers. There's so many of them here, and they help you. The very strong flowers. They can help you with your sickness. Like me at the moment, I just got a little bit throat. Maybe it's Coca-Cola because I catch this in the morning. It's somebody gonna have a problem, or it's a spirit around me and they wanna show something. I feel like, you can heal yourself with the flowers, and the flowers gonna help you a lot. I feel like I just want to show you more. You can use eucalyptus. You can use, I show you how eucalyptus look like. Eucalyptus is a beautiful flower, and they can help you with your throat chakra. All flowers make you strong because they are a very strong flowers. They all come from divine. For example, Banksia. Banksia is telling you like it's open new beginning. I show you the Banksia. And Banksia is talking about, be strong. We come back from the ashes, like we have a fire, we got the storm, we got everything. But Banksia always grow back, and always after fire, everything is dead, but Banksia is there. And Banksia is growing first. Many flies to open you to connect with the spirit is for example, that one. That one is so nice flower, and she is connecting you to higher realm, to with the spirit. I got a caller now. I would like to take the phone call from the Lorraine. Lorraine from New Zealand. Hello, Lorraine.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, how can I help you, dear? Do you have any specific question?
Yeah, I have a question concerning my love life.
Your life? Yes.
My love life, yes.
Yeah, what I see around you. Do you have a partner? Because if yes, I saw him and you've been connected together like in friends from the beginning, and after you develop more relationship and more, you become more closer and closer. Are you in a relationship?
Sort of. It's just having trouble kicking off, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, but because you
there's someone.
You're seeing, yeah, he's a lovely man, he's a nice man. I just will show you. I just got my angel because they're showing me already in my third eye. I see the beautiful man with a heart, and he is helped. So, yeah, he is very nice. Look, he is very nice, and I feel you are a very nice lady. That's gonna be good for you, okay? And I see you like you deserve the love, and angel is protecting you. Please call Romance Angel for help, for relationship, or angel of or relationship angel. Please help me with my relationship, okay? Because they usually there, but if you don't ask, you don't getting help. For some reason, I got here. It's a beautiful. I feel that you, and this is, you are so beautiful, lady, but you need to love yourself first, okay? And you need to heal your heart, because I see emerald crystal around you. Please put on your heart, because that's going to be healing, a lot of healing for your emotion, okay? And I feel like you want to go somewhere. You would like to go somewhere or move or travel?
Yeah, I'd actually like to move closer to him. Yeah,
I see you with yeah. They're showing me honeymoon for you. Okay? Oh, it's wonderful, and it looks like it's a Venus. Okay, you're just gonna go on honeymoon. Please don't stress yourself. Please put everything to your guide and to your spirit from your family members. I feel like it's the Archangel Michael. He's here, he's his forces, and he's saying to me like, you can do it, you can do it, okay? Just be strong. Please be strong like flowers, okay? Because they survive in a big storm, they survive big fire, and you will survive everything. It's showing me like you got the red flag. Little bit, be careful, okay? Like, I don't know, there is for previous relationship. You need to clear yourself, okay? And I feel you are spiritual person, what they're showing me. Are you doing anything spiritual?
Sorry, I can't quite understand you. Am I doing anything what, sorry?
Are you a spiritual person?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, because I feel you're gonna, yeah, and you for me, like they showing me you are a spiritual teacher. You don't need to teach, but you are helping people with everything, like, and they want to help you awaken your more gift, okay, because they want to open you more up. Please use your crystal for your help, and please be positive with your relationship. Everything will be fine. But you love yourself first, and what I said is love yourself first. I said before, please love yourself. If you love yourself, you give a lot of love to yourself.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, and other people will be love you, okay? And you will be drawn more love to yourself. Please see yourself. I am already with relationship, and everything is nice. Everything is good. I feel he is very nice man, and yeah, and a honeymoon for you, how I said before, is beautiful for you, okay? I wish you all the best, and enjoy your relationship, and everything will be okay, okay? I feel I need to finish my show because it's the short one now, and it's a very happy energy for you, how I see how they're showing me, okay? Please wear it more pink color, darling, for you, and you will be fine, okay? And yeah, please connect with the flowers, how I said before. Pink roses will be very good for you, okay, for your last life, okay? And
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Australia's Cowgirl Medium with Tanya Reid. Live from psychiccowgirl.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Australia's Cowgirl Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
G'day, Tonya Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, coming at you from my hometown of Sunday Creek, Victoria, in Australia today, which is afternoon over here, but I know in the US it's evening time over there. So wherever you are in the world, g'day, hi, hope you're coping and having had a great week this week. I feel like there's been a bit of a shift around energetically, especially for us here in Victoria. We still are in a lockdown, but hey, we're kind of making the most of it. So it's been great listening to people sharing their stories of resilience and how they've come out of, the restrictions that are going on worldwide and really reassess where they are and what they're doing as far as, whether it's their work. I know a lot of people that have been running their own business for a while that have kind of seen this as an opportunity to change things up and actually look at focusing on something that they maybe had in the background for a while and have just suddenly decided that now that the opportunity is there. So that that in itself is pretty cool. It allows us to pivot and realise that we can change things around. So if you're in that zone where you're kind of thinking, am I going to stay doing what I'm doing? Is there opportunities around for change? I honestly believe that there is. And I feel if you're open to them and you look around for opportunities, there still are many opportunities in this time. And, as hard as it is, I see a lot of people that are starting to look at pivoting. I also feel that many that will be creating more community-minded, groups. I think people are going to be sharing houses a bit more and just doing things that enable them to continue on. And, maybe there's been a restriction where there's been a job loss or, for many there's a lot of being pulled back and maybe financially struggling. But, look at, if you can, sharing accommodation with others and just, making it so that for you can keep moving forward rather than being pulled back. So that was my reminder today. I just thought I wanted to touch on that and say, as hard as things can be, sometimes there's a light at the end of the tunnel that can be a lot different to the way we went into this. So for many of us at the beginning of the year, what we thought was going to transpire hasn't. And even, for those in business, it might be a case of just moving things around or focusing on something different in your business that is going to enable you to grow still through the economic climate that we're in. So I think there's a fascination there, and I know for me, like I run classes teaching psychic and mediumship development, but I'm also looking at varying that so that I can, offer other classes and, we're looking at doing some retreats online and just being able to still give people that connection, but not in the way that we would normally know it. So that's, it's pretty cool, and I think we have to just look at, let's make the most of this in whatever way, shape or form it is for us. So for all of us, but for many, we're actually coming out of this with a few different skills and insights, and we're also able to use our skills to mix things up a little bit and make some changes where, for many of us, there's things that have been a necessary change that we've now had to put into place that possibly we wouldn't have had that opportunity prior to. So, I think we need to, focus on that positive. I know here in Victoria that's what most of us are doing to keep ourselves sane with being in lockdown. And, there's always another perspective. So if you're stuck on your perspective, get feedback from a friend or family member or whoever and say, okay, what else can I do here? Be open to new ideas and it will happen for you. Okay, that's my words of wisdom today. I trust that resonates. All right, I'm going to go on to my reading today. Kimberly in Johnson City, Tennessee. Kimberly, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Awesome. So glad to connect with you today. Did you want me to focus on anything in particular or just connect for you?
Yes, my love life. Well, it's pretty much non-existent, but I'm wondering if it's going to go anywhere.
Okay. You're not the only one, There's been so many that I've connected with lately that it's like, okay, I'm single still. What is going on? And, of course, in these times it's kind of like, how do you meet people and get out there? But I do feel that, because we've been sort of pulled back a little bit, it's making us look at things differently and be a little bit more open to, potentially meeting meeting a partner through different forms and in different places. So it will be interesting. I feel for you, there's you're really down to earth and you're very straight up, but there's something around. Now I always look at things when they come up a bit, and I feel like for you, there's potential partners or ones that you've come across have always had this bit of an inconsistency around them, and it's like I feel like there's a bit of frustration with you because it's not who you are. You're very, I feel like you're honest. You're straight down the line, but it's like I want to meet somebody who's the same, and I just feel like there's been a frustration that they've appeared to be the same, but they're not. You know, when you dig a bit deeper, or it's like they come across as great, and you go, "Yep, this is a really good one. I've found one," and then all of a sudden it turns to, it turns to crap. Really, does that resonate with you?
It does. Yes, to the point to where I'm not even looking for anyone in my hometown. I'm looking at far away.
I know it's really disheartening because for you, you've got the right setup, or what Spirit is showing me. I feel like I've got a father around you coming through in spirit, because it's like somebody's wanting to connect in and say, I'm up here guiding you. So I don't feel like you're on this journey on your own.
Oh, yes, my dad passed, yes, in 2013. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, he's like he's come through, and it's almost like he's guiding you. And I want to say there's a bit of a chuckle with it, because I don't know whether your dad was a bit protective of you, but because I feel like he's like, I'm going to be up there working out who's going to step in, and it's like it's almost like he's wanting to put his hand up to say, I'll sort them out if they're not right. So I feel like when they show me that, it's like the ones that aren't ideal are going to be, you'll meet them and they'll disappear. You'll suddenly go, where'd they go? And it's like Spirit goes, no, not good enough. Because I feel like that's the case with your dad. He's like,
that's so funny, because that's the way he was in real life. Like, he was, even when I was older, he was always my protector.
I love it. Well,
he would sort them out,
yeah, absolutely. And it's like, and that's why they love it in the spirit world, because they often can do a bit more from up there than what they even could have done from down here. So it's like he's taking, he's keeping that role around you. And I do feel like, the way he was like, he had a bit of a grin in that, I'm gonna give them a kick. If they're not right, off they go. And I do feel that's possibly part of why
awesome. I've, talked to some people online, but that's about it. As far as in my hometown, I'm not making any kind of effort.
No, because look, what I see with you is you're pretty clued up, and you're very smart, and sometimes it's about connecting with someone that has that same mindset. And I feel like it's not to go against in your town, but I feel like as you've kind of explored those options, and I agree with you need to go further afield. So I do feel like, I don't know whether our line's cut out there, Kimberly, I'm not sure whether you're still there, but I'll keep going anyway.
Yes.
I do feel like you're correct in that. You've exhausted everyone around there, although I do see somebody possibly moving in, like somebody that's a new arrival to your area. So don't fully block out Tennessee, but because I do feel like there's somebody that might be new to the area, but they certainly didn't grow up there, if that makes sense. They've moved. I feel like there's a work reason. Now, they're children for you. Have you got grown-up children? Where do the older children come in?
Yes, I have 2 older children, yes.
Okay, because I feel like he has older children as well. So this is the one that will be stepping in for you. I do want to say what Dad's showing me. He's a little bit older, and Dad's like also having a bit of a chuckle, saying he's a man of faith. So there's something around faith and belief around this gentleman that will be stepping in for you. And I feel like I've got facial hair, so I feel like I'm going to go with a beard on that. That's what Dad's showing me.
Yeah.
So it's like he's going to be down to earth. I feel like I also want to go, he'll be a little bit older than you, but not by a lot, but I just feel like there's that side to him. And there's something around, or what Dad's showing me, he might be a little bit quiet to start with, and you might have to bring out his personality. So I feel like with this connection, he's a little bit of an introvert, but that will work well with you because you're the one that's like, it'll be a good balance is what Dad's telling me. Dad's also laughing and says you don't stop talking, so you need somebody that is like that, is laughing.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Oh God,
so I had this connection with this man from Canada, and I did not know if that would ever even go anywhere.
Okay, and that's a recent one, is it?
I'm sorry?
And that's recently you're talking about?
Yes, recently. Yes, I had actually talked to him for 10 months online. But I had actually planned to go to Canada if the border would reopen, but I kind of doubting that it's going to open.
I know, we're all kind of restricted at the moment, but, this is a good opportunity to get to know him a little bit more, and I know 10 months is a while, but it's like for many that we've been getting, we're getting that longer connection where we've had to hold back. You can't actually see them face to face. And in some instances, that is a good thing because we're able to really get not inside someone's head, but, we get to know them a little bit more without that physical side coming into play with it.
Yes.
I feel like there's something around, Dad, I don't feel he's the one, I'm going to say, but I do see someone stepping in.
Great.
Definitely.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I don't feel Canada's not that far from you, I suppose, but I feel like I'm still sticking in the US is what I feel like for you. So, but he will be, when you said Canada, I'm like thinking mountains around him. So whether he's from the mountain area or, I feel like there's a country resonance to him.
Cool. I love the mountains. That's great.
Yeah. All right, so you got to look for beard. I want to go like about 4 years older, and I'd love you to touch base with me when this happens. And the fact that he's a little bit quieter, so don't dismiss the quiet one, is what I want to say.
Sometimes the quiet ones are the best ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's the case here, all right? I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I've run out of time. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Keep me posted. I'd love to hear.
Thank you. Love and light. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Yay. I think I've run out of time. Thank you so much for connecting, Kimberly, and everyone for watching. Love, love, love to you all. Love and blessings.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights into Consciousness
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, this is Anna Olson with A1R Radio, and today we're going to have a follow-up from last week's show, and I'd like to really just reiterate that we're getting in our last entries for the reading done by me. So I just want to say this is the last week before you have a chance to enter in to get a one-on-one reading with me. This is personal. This is live. This is either with
me on the phone, on the video, or in person, whatever is most convenient for you. Again, the way to do it is to go to AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, and you can click on the little lines to the right of the screen, upper right-hand corner. It's basically just a business card type website, so it's very, very simple to navigate. You're going to go into contact, and you're going to send me an email there with your name and your phone number and the word medium. So last week I had a show on mediumship and some details about that. And some astrology, we did a reading last week and then the week before on how the planets have been a little crazy lately. So just to reiterate, the planets, there have been 5 planets in retrograde, including Mercury, that can make things a little crazy. And what happens when these planets are all in retrograde, including Mercury, is it can affect the way that people behave. Now, I want to just put a little more emphasis on the fact that our bodies are a huge percentage of water. What is it that is in our bodies that is affected by any exterior force or energy or effect? That is water. We know that the full moon affects the tides in the ocean. I kind of went over this at the last show. But the basis of it is that our bodies are made up of mostly water. And that the planets, because we are made of the same stuff, the same space stuff as our planets, that we are in fact affected by where they are. It's magnetism, it's the force, it's the gravity, it's everything from elements to space force. So we have these bodies that just respond to the full moon. We have bodies that respond with our behavior to these planetary alignments, and it's going to make people more likely to act a little crazy. Our communication's going to be a little messed up. I know myself in particular, I've had a few things the past couple of weeks where we definitely have had some miscommunications, some emotional energy. There's been some things that have been very difficult for us to navigate around. And that's also been during the psychic fair I did this last weekend. We had a little bit of craziness with the energy there. So I'm hearing this from all angles. And again, the concept is to wait until the planets are out of retrograde, especially Mercury. It's going to be extremely difficult until then, just because we have all of these planets all over the place doing their thing, and that's just what they do. The good news about this is it's a really, really good time to bring up old stuff. It's a really good time to work out anything that we've been trying to process, to leave the old behind and to welcome the new, to basically just trust the process that we have seasons of life. And this whole, planetary issue is going to end. It's going to be the ebb and flow of the entire universe. Life is about ebb and flow. And one of the things that I really love about doing readings is getting feedback later on about people who have had readings. A lot of stuff has come up energetically. This is subconscious stuff coming up and out of the woodwork, and we get to process that energy, move it around, let them kind of feel it and process it in the forefront of their mind, and to allow that these things that are happening in our lives is normal, and it's a process, and that is how we learn spiritually. That's how our minds learn. Even as a developing child, we have to go through quite a process that is oftentimes very frustrating and painful just to develop. And that's why I wanted to go into also the meaning of past lives. Now, many people have different ideas and beliefs about reincarnation, and my own personal issue with the reincarnation is not an issue, but my own personal belief and my own personal everything with the reincarnation is that through our life cycle we reincarnate. That could be from even 1 second to the next. So I believe that I will be a different reincarnated person after I do this radio show. So here I am doing a radio show. It's a wonderful experience. I am learning, growing, thinking, speaking, and after the radio show, I will have grown a little, had a little more life experience. So this is just a small example of, in my life, how I believe reincarnation ensues. So you start from a small child, and we all grow into an adult, or whatever age you are, teenager, adult. And during this process, we learn, develop, grow, process different types of trauma, different types of life experiences. And in the interim, we end up reincarnating into sometimes a completely different person than how we started out. So either way, we're going to develop, we're going to grow, we're going to age, we're going to be totally different in whatever way I believe we agreed to develop and grow before we came here in our life contract. So again, I wanted to just let everybody know that you can enter to win a reading by me. This is the last week to do it. I'm going to announce the winner on next show. That you can get a free reading by me going to my website, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. Click on Contact under the little lines on the right upper hand corner of the screen, and just go into Messages and message the word medium with your name and your phone number. And you'll be entered into a drawing to win a reading free with me in person or on the phone or video. Now, if you'd like to get a reading from me next week, I'd love to do one for you. Today I'm not going to take a call, but next week you can definitely go to askoneradio.com, and it will give you the phone number and all the information you need to call in to be chosen to get a free reading on the air live. So I will be doing that next week. I will also be choosing the winner to whoever won my readings. And that's going to be Thursday, next week, Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is my weekly time to do my show. And in addition, you can go to the website as well to listen live on AskOneRadio.com. And we're also on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all over the place. You can download the app, A1R Psychic Radio Network. So you just look on any operating system, Google Play, Apple, iTunes. It's on any operating system and podcast. So basically you can access it anywhere. Again, my own personal website is AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, and I'm really excited in the next upcoming weeks because I'm going to have some really wonderful guests. Some being specialists, some people having to do with psychology, some people having to do with law enforcement, others having to do with their own experience as a psychic or as an intuitive, and how they have had the experience of helping others with their gifts. So I can't wait to have some guests on the show. We're going to be doing that in the upcoming weeks. So be sure to listen every Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, also 101.5 FM in Greenville, South Carolina. So, again, live on AskOneRadio.com. I also do Reiki, as I am a Stanford-trained Reiki practitioner. I can also do distance Reiki, and that is also another type of reading, which usually picks up on the major organ systems of the body. You can also kind of view that as the chakras. And I can also do space clearings. Now, what is a space clearing? I'd like to go into what a space clearing is today. A space clearing is when you come into a house and you're not quite sure why it feels the way it feels. So you go into a building. Sometimes it's an old building with a certain energy. Sometimes it is a house. Sometimes it's just a barn, or if somebody's in a camping area, it could be anywhere where other humans and even animals have lived and died or had experiences, both traumatic or good experiences. Now, what that does is I like to base everything on science, and this is where I like to tie in how it works and why this sort of work does what it does. So with energy is real. It's stored into things. We even can identify energy as chemicals in the body, hormones, adrenal glands have a lot to do with these hormones, epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol. These are all hormones that our body produces to produce a fight or flight response. Now, these different hormones also have energy behind them. So whenever someone or something, or whenever somebody has an experience in a building, the surroundings, it's basically like a vortex is created there. I don't know how to explain it other than we have energy that's left in different places as an essence that is real science-based energy. It's not our imaginations because too many people pick up on the exact same thing and say the exact same thing about the same exact places. So what happens is when there's either suicide, a murder, somebody with bad energy, once they're gone, they're not actually completely gone. And I don't know how else to describe it other than their energy stays. And anybody who has said, oh, I feel a weird vibe in this place, or I feel a weird vibe in this building. I do that, and then when I also go into a building, I can tell you exactly who is there, why they're there, what they're doing there, why they can't seem to leave. And other times, I just realize that the walls and the wood and the paint and the carpet, the flooring, it's absorbed a vibe. And humans are intelligent. We were made to be intelligent. We were not made to brainlessly walk like zombies through the world, not picking up on anything. That doesn't even make sense. We were designed, we are capable of feeling these vibes. And so if you ever go into a building or a house and you just suddenly get nervous, so you suddenly just start to feel uneasy or not okay, just moody. Some people get angry. Some people get just feeling like they're shaking or there's anxiety they can't really describe. That's your nervous system telling you that there's a problem. It's picking up on something that happened there. So humans that come before us leave messages for the next human to say, look, this is not a safe place, or this happened here. That's how our bodies, that's how our minds are designed. So when we go into the surroundings and we feel the nervousness or the trauma of another human being, it really is telling us this is not safe. And this is something that I really want to go into about how we really need to trust these feelings and not take them to heart as if it's always our own issue. If you're not having an issue at that exact time, feeling the nervousness when you go into a space, that means that you very well could be picking up on something else unless you had a high dose of caffeine or you took something else into your body that would make you have a stimulated effect or a depressive effect or something like that. This is why, like, many intuitives feel different about alcohol, and I'll go into that later. But for the time being, basically, we have quite a bit of senses, quite a bit more senses than most people really want to acknowledge or really talk about. So when we go into a space like this and we have this energy in the walls, the floors, the building, sometimes you can put on the entire house and you'll still have this stuff there. Well, why is that? Sometimes it's energy in the surroundings that's absorbed, and that is our basic warning that there could be something wrong there, you know, like maybe back in the day, many eons ago or whatever, you know, a big old woolly mammoth would have been there, and it would be like, watch out for this woolly mammoth in this cave here, you guys, be careful. So it really is a psychic, there is really an actual reason why we have this sense. And it's a problem when there's no reason to be scared anymore. There's no woolly mammoth nearby. There's, you know, no bear in a cave, and you're in a house with your kids, and everybody feels on edge all the time. That is an issue. This can be cleared in many ways that are scientifically proven. As a matter of fact, saging an area is one way that you can clear the energy and renew it and get it ready for a reprogram of sorts, of reprogramming it into something positive, reprogramming it into light, love, all of the good stuff. So when I go into a space and I feel something there, it could be a few different things. One thing is that it could be what was left behind from other people who had a traumatic experience in the space. The other thing it could be is that there is a spirit there. there's an entity, there's an actual person who has chosen to stay, who, I know a lot of people say that they're actually stuck there, but I really do believe inherently that we always have the choice to move on. We always can look at that even when we pass, and we're in a place where I think most of the time they just don't want to, they're not choosing to leave because they feel that that's their comfortable place. So there's a few things that you can do. You can ask to be, and you can discuss things with the spirit. And I have not done that recently in depth, but I know that is one way that I have personally been able to be comfortable at least with an entity in a space, and then it was clear. But you can also energetically clear the space where the energy, the essence, the warning sign that high stress, fight or flight hormone is absorbed into the surroundings. That is another way that you can scientifically cleanse and reprogram. And back to the sage, saging has been proven to clean bacteria out of the air. So anything in the air that has to do with contaminants, I kind of wondered if surgeons would start to use sage. I know they have other means of doing so, but they basically could. Sage is so cleansing, even on a scientific level, that scientists have now proven that when you sage an area, it cleans all the contaminants and bacteria and viruses in the air in the room. And it is then ready to be inhabited in a clean, productive way. Somebody sneezes in the room or whatever, and they use sage, it kills all of that bacteria. So we know that for a fact scientifically now, and the more time that goes on, the more that scientists are able to prove these things. So this is just a step closer into what many people, such as shamans or psychics or healers, have known for many, many, many years. This is not new stuff, you guys. It's very, very old. It's been practiced forever. I mean, it's been practiced for so long. We have the Egyptians, even in Egypt, with their cleansing techniques and their, burning incense in Catholic churches for as long as, you can go back in Catholic church. So this is just something that I just really urge everybody to investigate on their own, and even to just, learn about on their own all of the science behind these things, and to test it out. If you're not sure, why not test it out? If you've heard that there's something good about it and you want to try it out, test it out, see if it works. That's my main scientific fact-based procedure. I learn about something, I think about it, and I go, oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Usually I'm kind of rolling my eyes, to be honest, and thinking, well, that sounds kind of out there. But I'm going to try it anyway, because there could be a scientific basis to this that I don't quite understand yet. Try it out, see what happens, and see what you can take away from it. So everything that I personally practice, I have tested, I have gone through with the testing and results, very scientific basis. That's my way of testing it out. That's the same way I do readings. And I was real excited at the Psychic Fair in Arroyo Grande this last weekend that I did, to have a woman come in who was desperately missing her father, who she lost through death. And we were able to connect by me touching her father's ring, which was still in her hand. So it was basically holding on to her hand and going through all the wonderful memories that she had of her father, and I was able to give her messages from her father through this ring. That's one way that I can prove that this is real. It is energetic. There is some sort of signal, energy, message, some way of, if you want to say it's electric, going from his spirit, his essence, his memory through the ring. I knew he was there with us, and everything that I was talking about panned out, and she had such a joy that, I just really want to express to others how real it is, how healing it is, and how much more we get to learn about this. It's so incredible and so amazing, and more people get readings than you would ever believe. There's many, many confidential readings done, and I've sat down with many, many people that you wouldn't suspect, anywhere from the district attorney's office to people in TV, or just law enforcement, just any sort of career that you can imagine. People come to psychics and they benefit greatly from it. It's been a long time practice of healing, light work, love. And again, I urge anybody who gets a reading, if it doesn't feel right, you can always try again later. Because even like some readers have a bad day, and it's really important that you get a great, wonderful experience out of it. It should be healing. So that said, I'd love to get people signed up, a few more people signed up for my classes that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing them locally, and I'm going to be doing them online. So if you're interested in a class on learning your intuition, learning how to read, learning how to do medium work, and even just connecting to your own guides, you can go to my website and you can reach me, email me, call me, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. And I also do events. I also love to do events. I love to speak. I have done many events so far, parties, different types of healings, and I've been able to speak about different topics for people who are interested, who are willing to learn about all of that. You can also book a website reading with me, like on my website. You just click on the schedule an appointment and book an appointment. You can reach me and book an appointment. Have any questions, go ahead and email me, and I'll do my best to get back to you, or to have any of my staff get back to you as well. So next we're going to be doing a reading, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to exhibit more mediumship readings, because they're so healing and they're so interesting and fun. And it's so neat to talk to others about their loved one. You've never met them, you've never seen them before in your life, and all of a sudden you're feeling their sun. You're seeing the love that they share. You're seeing that, this woman's father, I was able to feel the love that he had for his daughter, and it was amazing. You come out on cloud nine, and so does the person receiving the reading, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. I would love for more people to understand it. I would love for more people to do that with me and to be able to share that with others. So, again, if you would like a reading, askoneradio.com. You can also visit me on my website, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. You can download the podcast, A1R Radio, on any operating system, or listen live on the AskOneRadio.com website. And we're going to have a lot of guests next week and the weeks following that I'm really, really excited about. I can't wait to touch base with other intuitives and to exhibit how we communicate and what that looks like, because it is a different culture. And I am so happy to have found my people. I'm so happy to exhibit that for others so that they can understand the culture more, because it is mostly hidden. And I am excited to share that with others and explain in detail what it means and why we do what we do, why we are the way we are, and our nature. It's a really, really fun way to connect with others and to just describe to others, even that are still in their psychic closet, because I just came out of my closet 2 or 3 years ago, but to share with the people who haven't come out of their psychic closet yet that they're okay, that there are people like you, that you're okay just the way you are. As a matter of fact, you have a lot to share with the world. And anybody who wants to work on their intuition or identify their intuitive gifts and talents, I'm extremely excited to teach this to them. So stay tuned and visit me on my next show. I'm excited to share this with everyone. I can't wait to go over it more, and I am just elated with all I have to offer with other people just understanding and learning about intuition. So tune in with me next time. Don't forget my website, Anna Olson Intuitive, and call the number on AskOneRadio.com if you'd like a reading. I really want to talk to you. I love talking to people all around the world, Canada, all these different countries, different states, and I'm very, very excited to speak with you. Enter my website to win and call in and get a reading. I'm so happy to talk to you. And that's about it for this week. I can't wait to see you again next week. And go ahead and give me a call or contact me if you need anything, if you'd like to know more about my classes. And those will be on the website soon. So thanks so much for listening, and I will see you next week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Third Wish with Arno. Live from the thirdwish.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Third Wish
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello everyone, my name is Arno and I'm with the Third Wish. I am delighted for my first show on A1R Radio Network. You can find me at thethirdwish.net, on my Patreon page, The Third Wish. I have been reading cards and being a psychic since I'm 7, and I've been developing my tools using tarot and oracle cards. I was born in France 20 years ago, and I am now in San Francisco, California. I really believe in the manifestation and the law of attraction. And today, for this first show, we will have 3 segments. I wanted to talk a little bit about current events and giving you some prediction that a number of my clients are asking about what is going on with COVID and the US election. So in a little bit, you will hear me talk a little bit about what I think is happening with those events. And then we will do a little bit of an experiment, a psychic experiment. I do have a message for every single one of you, and it might be a different message. And so we will be playing with that and hoping you get something that's very helpful for you. And then in a little bit towards the end, I will take a few callers that we have on the radio. So let's get started. Welcome, everyone. The first topic I really wanted to chat about was a number of questions that I've been getting from my clients recently and frankly in the last couple of months. We do know that COVID-19 has been very hard on people and to some degree has been blocking us to pursue our dreams for the most part. And so the questions that I get most of the time is, Arno, what do you see for the disease? What do you see for this pandemic? And so I wanted to share with you a little bit of the information that I'm getting through my readings, but also from my cards when I do a couple guides, and I ask my guides to provide some information on what we can expect. So the first thing is that disease, the virus, will be here for a while. It will continue to impact our lives and the economy, and in a way that is quite destructive and preventing us to move forward in many ways. But it is also an opportunity to reflect. It is an opportunity to look back in terms of what we really want in our lives. And it is an opportunity from that standpoint. My guides also talk about how the virus is coming in waves. It will come on and off, as you can see in some countries going up, the cases going up, going down. But to some degree, we learn how to manage it. A couple other messages that I'm getting is that particularly children and teenagers, despite what we think are at risk, even though they might not show the symptoms, they might be contagious. And finally, there's a lot of unknowns. We know that there are a lot of unknowns with this disease, and some of the information out there might not be right. And so just wanted to pass that on because that was a very strong message from my guides. So to close on that topic, I think it's important that we reflect on what it means for our lives, how to restart, how to reboot our lives, and then also take that as an opportunity, knowing that we will be in a way to manage this much better as the days come. The other aspect is that I wanted to talk about the US election. I get the number of questions from all of my clients in terms of what do you see coming in as we get to November 3rd. I know we have an audience here from the entire world, but even though if it's in the US, it's impacting the entire world. So the first thing I wanted to say about it was that during the time of the election, we will be November 3rd, and planet Mercury turns retrograde from October 14th to November 3rd, and it ends on November 3rd, even though we have a shadow after that. So the fact that the election is on the last day of Mercury retrograde is definitely a concern. The retrograde, and we will be talking about that in my next shows, is a factor where we see the planet looks like it's going backward, it's going retrograde. It's not, it's an illusion. But we know that whenever we are in this period, we are facing disruptions. We are facing disruptions in communications. We are facing disruption in electronics, in travel, in the little details that go wrong. And so having an election on that day is a really of a concern to me, because it is probably going to bring a lot of irregularities, confusion, sudden changes, and potentially legal issues that will come. So my prediction for the election day will be, it is going to be a big challenge. We are expecting that maybe the result will not come in a manner that will be very clear to everyone. And it has its own set of challenges. I get sometimes a question, particularly who's going to win. And with this challenge, it's very hard to tell. But I got a little bit of information. So for the Biden-Harris team, I do feel that they will have a lot of energy going into the campaign, as they do, but they will also be making some mistakes and feeling challenges, particularly towards the end, where there might be an October surprise there. The Trump-Pence campaign will also actually make some mistakes. So on both sides, it's going to be close. And they will face also some questions towards the end as the campaign and the meaning of the campaign. And so it will be very, very close. With the Trump-Pence campaign, I do see a female, a woman, coming into play. She will come towards October, November. And I'm not sure who that woman is. It could be Melania or Ivanka, but she will play a role, a definite role. So I wanted to share that with you. I know that it might be a little bit unsettling to know that it might get very challenging on the election day. But as we get closer, I'll be more than happy to share with you where we are. And I believe in free will. I believe in change. Nothing is ever set in stone. Those are the energy that are coming to me now. And I wanted to share that with you, if that might help you with your own lives and getting a sense of where things are. So now I wanted to do this little psychic experiment with you. I wanted to deliver a message for every single one of you. And I am trying to bring a personalized message. So I will show you 3 flowers. A white rose, like this one here. A red rose. As well as a sunflower. And I would like you to mentally think of the flower you would like to choose. Is it the white rose? Is it the red rose? Or is it the sunflower? And I'm giving you some time to zone in and think of which flower feels more close to you at this moment. And I'm giving you a second to breathe in and think of the flower of your choice. Right. So now that you made your choice, I will be delivering the message. And I have, before this show, picked the tarot cards that are associated with the flower, and I will be delivering this message to you now. So for the very first one, the white rose, the message here is that the card, as you can see here, yeah, is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, if you pick the first one, is about creative opportunities. It's about intuition and messages. It's about curiosity. It's about embracing your inner child. It's about you finding the creativity in your life. You are at a stage in your life that you are bringing towards you the playful side, the fun side, the time to create new projects, time to receive, and time for new beginnings. So it's a very strong message of hope. It's a very strong message of a positive message that are also related to birth in the most symbolic manner. And that is the energy that you're embracing right now. So it's very powerful, and I encourage you to start new things, to live your dream, because you are at the stage where you're receiving all this. Now, if you pick the red rose, the card associated with that is the World. The World is a very powerful card. It talks about completing a cycle. You have actually achieved something, and you should be very proud of it. This is about completing that cycle and also taking a step to reflect and a pause to reflect on what you've accomplished and being ready for the next adventure. 21, the World in the tarot, is the last card, and it brings you back to a new cycle. So if you pick the red rose, I would really encourage you to, one, reflect on all the great that you've accomplished, and two, what is next in your adventure. And then finally, the sunflower. If you pick that card and that flower, the card that is associated with it is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, we are talking again about a success. So you're probably in a situation where you have achieved, but you're on top of the mountain. And now it's time to hold your ground. It's time to defend the position that you're in. It's time to think about people that might be jealous of you, or people that looking up in what they think with you. So we're talking here about a time of challenges, of perseverance, of competition, and the ability for you to thrive through that and stay on top of that mountain. And so if this is the card you choose, the flower you choose, I really encourage you to brace yourself, to think about your next chapter, but also how you're going to protect and how you're going to defend what you built. It is very, very important. So with that, I hope that those messages resonated with you, because they're very important. And next week on the show, we will look at the next sets of messages. But I would definitely would love to hear from you if those messages resonated. Again, you can find me on the Third Witch, thethirdwitch.net, or on my Patreon page, The Third Wish. Now I believe we have a caller, Linda in Panama City, Florida.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm having just a little bit of trouble hearing you, so if I have to repeat myself or...
Good. I can hear you very, very well. I hope you can hear me better now.
Okay.
What is your question, Linda?
Well, not really anything specific. I mean, I was just married 2 months ago, and it's been a really challenging year for everybody. And anything that any kind of information you may have.
Sure.
Maybe financial.
Okay. Stay with me for a second.
Okay.
All right, Linda. I think in the next couple of months, the challenges that you face will continue for a certain degree. But definitely towards the end of the year, when you think about the period around November, I would say, I do see someone that is coming to help you. It could be a friend, but I feel this is someone you don't know yet. This is someone that will come your way, and at the time he or she will come, you will feel that he or she will help you find ways to resolve some of your problems and bring you some help. On the financial side, I think that you will be surprised. There's some good news coming your way. Again, it's going to take a couple months, but I do see an extra income coming, and it will be towards the end of November, early December. It's related to a new project, or it's related to some money that is coming your way that will really, even though it's not a huge sum, but it will really help you, continuing on with your life. So on both counts, it's very positive, but I would tell you to wait for a few more weeks if you can. Does that help you, Linda? We might have lost Linda. I think she's still on the line, and they're going to bring her back. All right. We have lost Linda, but we can continue on with the show. We were talking about Mercury retrograde for a second. I was mentioning to you that during the time of the election, about October 14 to November 3rd, this will be Mercury retrograde. And so maybe this is the time to talk a little bit about what Mercury retrograde represents. It is a challenge for everyone. During the time of Mercury retrograde, we seem to be taking a step back, a little bit of what we've experienced with COVID-19. A lot of things go wrong, and they're expected to go wrong. It's a time of redo, rethink, reorganize. And so that time is coming pretty soon. We're in September now, and it's coming mid-October. And so during that time, I really encourage you to think about how to handle this difficult period, but to make the best of it. And for example, if you think about, this time, it is a time to think of not starting new projects. It's really looking back at what you have in your life and how to arrange things in a different way that will help when the end of the Mercury retrograde starts. So right after November 3rd, we'll still be doing a little bit with the shadow of Mercury retrograde. And so it will still be challenging, but as the time will go by, that energy will get dissolved. And so what's really exciting is that when we're done with this, and it's actually true for the election, but it's also true for our personal lives, we will have a period of growth. We will have a period of excitement because we'll be able to get into a new direction. And it's a little bit the message with the virus and the pandemic, and the challenges that, for example, Linda brought back earlier. That it's been hard on everyone, but the end is coming, especially when we get to the end of the year. The holidays, particularly, and next year will bring us a way forward that will help us get into 2021 in a much, much better place. So, yeah, we can definitely look at, this year as being a difficult year, but what's coming for 2021 is so much better. And so I think it's one way to look at it and to really feel good about where we are. We have a new caller on the phone, Samantha, in the state of New York. Hi, Samantha. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Do you have a question, Samantha?
Um, I guess my question would be, do I have to have a specific question?
I can do a general reading if you want.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah. Let me look a little bit what's going on in your life. Yeah. Yeah, I think Samantha, I think in your mind there's a lot of questions regarding business and money in particular. Is that right?
What was that? I can't hear it because I can't really hear you.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes. I was telling you, I do see that money and business are very strong in your mind. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. I think you had to deal with some challenges in the recent past about money and business. The good news that I see is that I see those challenges being resolved forward and actually pretty quickly. What will happen is that someone is coming to help. I see a man coming, and he does have access to business. He does have access to a number of opportunities for you. And so those issues that you've been having will get resolved. And they will be resolved quickly in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Great. Cool.
Good. We have time for another question if you want.
I have a question. Will honestly answer? Obviously, you're going to answer honestly, but will my depression or whatever is going on with me or wrong or whatever, will that ever go away?
Sure. Let me look at it. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to get to the end of the year. I'm afraid to get to this phase of stress and difficulties. And I was talking about that a little bit earlier with obviously everything going on at the moment. But the good news that I see is that once you pass this phase, you will feel so much better. I would say starting in January. And this is coming from the point of view of love. There is either a friendship or relationship that is coming your way that's really going to lift your spirits, and you will see the world in a totally new way. And so I think you will be very pleased with the love that you'll find around you.
Cool. So I'm going to look forward to January. That's going to be what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang in there. I know it feels like a long time, but you'll see it will go pretty fast. And you will have friends along the way. But it's really about waiting for the January period to come so that you really feel much, much better. There's definitely some very nice surprise coming for you, and you will have people around you that will make you feel so much better.
Thank you. That gives me something to really look forward because I've been a little hopeless for many, many years now.
I'm sorry to hear that, but there is something coming for you, and you will feel much better. I am pretty sure of it. So thank you so much for your question, and wishing you the very best, Samantha.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling.
Thank you. And I think we're nearing close to the end of the show. I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone who attended the show today. This was an amazing experience for me. This was my first show here on our network radio, and I can't wait for next week and hear your feedback. Please reach out to me on thethirdwish.net or on my Patreon page, The Third Wish. You reach out to me. I'm also available for private appointments, and so grateful for all of you out there. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is your time to shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. How are you, everyone? It is Thursday evening, and I have to do a shout out to my good friend Lana in Minnesota. I was Facebook messaging her before the show, and she is hunkering down as tornado warnings are ripping through her town. And I'm telling you, that is a diehard fan right there, because she's like, I'm just waiting for your show to come on. I don't know. If that was me, I would be in the basement with covers over me and just hoping that it would all go away. I don't do tornadoes very well. But of course, I don't live in the Northwest or the Midwest. We don't have those typically here in the Northwest. So, Lana, stay safe. And if you are listening, thank you for being a diehard fan. I love you. So I want to talk about being in the now, which I think probably Lana could relate to that right now, because that is what she is doing. She is truly in the now, truly in presence. So what does that mean, being in the now? So, if we are so much either in the past or we are in the future, and we really don't focus on the now. And I am just as guilty as anybody else out there. And I've really, really been practicing this, I would say, for the last probably 4 weeks. I've really, really been trying to stay present and be in the now. And here are some of the things that I have learned. I read a great book by Eckhart Tolle about the power of now. And there are pieces in that book that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. But some of the things really, really resonated with me. And I'm going to share those things with you tonight to help us all stay in the power of now. Because if you're in the past, if you're living in the past, which, a lot of us do, there's, we think about all the things we should have done, right? Hindsight's 50-50, they say, right? So there's pain, there's suffering, there's guilt, there's sadness. All those things about rehashing and what we should have done. But being in the future too much can bring anxiety and unease and tension. And, just think about that. Anything that you're thinking about in the future, it could be financial, it could be changing a job, it could be losing your job, right? So if you think about it in those respects, those things all bring up anxiety and unease and tension. So, all of these cause overwhelm in our life, and it just blocks us. We cannot be in the present moment. And I know for me personally, there's been a lot going on in my life. And so, trying to stay present has been almost impossible for me. Our human mind loves to create problems. Problems are basically dwelling on a situation and overthinking it and causing us some type of pain. So when you're in the now, when you're focusing on right this present moment, you can't give attention to any of those other emotions. They really don't exist. It's impossible, to have resistance and ease and flow in your life at the same time. So being in the now keeps you present. And when you focus on that and you're in total awareness and in consciousness, all that stuff dissolves. You can't have both scenarios. You can't have sadness and happiness at the same time. One is going to override the other at some point. So when you think of it like that, then you can understand how being in the present is kind of right in the middle. So think about it. If you were being present right now, you're listening to the show, you're listening to what I have to say, you are truly in the present. You're not worrying about your bills, you're not worrying about your job, you're not worrying about anything. All you are doing is being in the present moment. That's what it means to be in full awareness and be in the moment. Now, think of it this way. So think of any sport, for anybody who's ever played sports, right? You're in the sport, you're on the basketball court, you're on the soccer field. All you were thinking about is that present moment. All you're thinking about is defending the guy who's next to you or the gal, right? So that they don't make that goal, they don't make that basket, right? You are in awareness. You are in the present moment. The same thing is for emergencies. When you are in an emergency situation, your adrenaline goes, and all you were thinking about is, what do I need to do right now to help this situation? That is about being in the now. So now you know what it would feel like to be in the now. So how do you create that? How do you stay in that present moment? It's really hard. Staying in the present moment doesn't mean you cannot plan for the future. So don't get those two confused. It's not about that. You can still plan for the future. You can still think about the future, creating your future. That's really, really important. But being in the now and focusing on the now, focusing on, on the things that are important to you, family, getting out in nature, being around your kids, your grandkids, your pets, whatever that looks like for you, staying in that present moment. Because when you can do that, that's when you find the most peace in your being. So what can you do when you find yourself in the past or way too far in the future and you're having anxiety about this, right? So some of the things that you can do to redirect your focus, that's really what it is just redirecting the focus for just a little bit. So what you can do is bring your hands up to your heart, hands on the heart, because as you do that, there's something about placing your hands on your heart that redirects and refocuses all of your brain, your energies, your electrodes, and your neurons, focusing right here in your heart. All the things that are important to you, all the things that are real are right here in your heart. And start breathing. Take a nice slow deep breath in for 4 seconds, hold it for 2, and release it for 4. And keep doing this.